Imagine eating vegetables and spending time outdoors is good for your health. Did you know that gardening is considered a wonderful mechanism for dementia patients to find treatment? Now, according to Dr. Marani, author of Effectiveness of Therapeutic Gardens for People with Dementia, it has been found that gardening has several positive effects on things like agitation, behavior, walking, stress levels, self-esteem, as well as depression and aggressiveness in dementia patients. For this reason, everybody needs a vegetable garden. And today I'll be sharing with you the pros and cons of owning a vegetable garden. If you need a hobby or a fun way to improve your health, then you need to pick up gardening. Now, like I mentioned, I'll be conveying to you why you need to start a vegetable garden. And I'll be doing this through the organizational strategy of pros and cons. Now, there are three major pros to owning a vegetable garden, and this includes healthier eating, physical activity, as well as therapy. So one of the first things why gardening is good for you is because it obviously introduces healthy eating habits. Now, like we all know, vegetables are an important component of your nutritional intake. And according to Harvard University, the nutrition source, vegetables can do many things like reducing blood pressure, they can reduce heart disease, stroke, cancer, digestive problems, and even blood sugar content. Now, vegetable gardening also introduces a little bit of freedom. You get to grow what you want, such as many of the vegetables listed here. You can do tomatoes, potatoes, broccoli, carrots, herbs, beans, and honestly, the list is endless. And growing your own produce makes you more likely to consume vegetables. And according to Catherine Almino, in her scientific journal, Community Gardening Increased Vegetable Intake, people who grow their own vegetables are more likely to consume them due to pride and self-reliance. So a lot of people find value in the food that they personally put hard work into, and I can personally say that I do. Now, this is a really important reason why people should get into gardening in general. It also provides physical exercise. So OSF Healthcare has shared that gardening can improve things like flexibility, strength, endurance, and even balance. Now, gardening requires you to lift heavy objects like soil bags and things like fertilizer. Oops. And it can also increase your balance. And this includes kneeling, carrying weird items, and you can be picking up weeds as well as hoses. Lots of kneeling is involved in gardening. And then a third reason is because of endurance. So as you shovel or as you're walking or hoeing, you're exerting a lot of physical force, and this increases your endurance. And finally, your flexibility is improved through things like weeding. Now, this is a really important aspect to vegetable gardening. And another way that you can know that this is something for you is because it introduces therapy. So according to Mayo Clinic, gardening can reduce stress levels, and they reported that gardening can also lighten mood and lower levels of stress and anxiety. So it's really gratifying to plant and tend and harvest your own food. And this is why they instill this practice in places like nursing homes and hospitals. Now, some people may argue against vegetable gardening, and with this, I am now going to announce my refutation against the claim that there is not enough space for everyone to garden. So even though it might be hard to find space for conventional vegetable gardening, it's still possible through the use of things like trellises and pots. So instead of planting horizontally like in your backyard, you can plant upward, and you can do this through things like trellises. And Katie Sutledge from Virginia Cooperative shared that growing upward with structures made from wood or rebar, such as trellises, allows you to reduce trying to grow your plants outward. And this really saves space. And here's another great example of a trellis as all the vines are clinging to it and growing over it. And then secondly, you can use pots. So a lot of us college students don't have enough space, but we might have a little balcony or a window. So we can put a plant in a pot and put it out in our window. And that's another way to get your veggies in. So conventional gardening may require larger amounts of land, but with options such as vertical gardening and putting your plants into pots, you are able to reduce this space. So today I conveyed to you why you need a vegetable garden, and I hope you found these points really helpful. And like I mentioned, everybody needs a vegetable garden. And I hope you understand the importance of owning a vegetable garden, and I explained that through the pros of healthier eating, physical activity, as well as therapy, and also one con, which I refuted. Now that you know how gardening can improve your health, I provided you with some seeds to start your very own garden. Miss Ferlin will hand them out to you, and I hope you can take these home and plant them. Now it's time for you to start digging for your well-being.